Section 1 of the British Nationality Act of 1981 hasn't been amended. It needs to be amended. And if you look at the argument that was made in the court case, Emma's lawyers were arguing that the section should be read as reading a person born in the UK after commencement shall, if they consent to identify as such, be a British citizen. So if that amendment was made to the British Nationality Act, it would deal with Emma's concerns. Isn't that correct?
Yes, and this is why we've tried to underline something today. What the problem is that the British government is saying it isn't doing anything wrong. The British government is saying their interpretation is right.
Of the agreement.
The agreement is the correct one. And the worrying aspect of the upper tribunal decision is, I think, that the upper tribunal appears to go along with that rationale. So
the concern I had, I thought the upper tribunal decision was coherent until I got to paragraph 39, which I thought made very strange reading, because they say that the agreements do not in fact involve giving the concept of self-identification the meaning for which Emma had argued, and they go on to say, if the parties to the multi-party agreement and the governments of Ireland and the UK had intended the concept of self-identification necessarily to include a person's ability to reject his or her Irish or British citizenship, it is inconceivable that the provisions would not have dealt with this expressly. Like, I would have thought they do deal with it expressly.
Absolutely, and as the Irish government has made clear, the British government is misreading the Good Friday Agreement. In that context, entirely understandably, people have tried to point out quite rightly the impact on Emma and Jake's human rights in relation to the approach that's been adopted, and the human rights and human dignity of people affected by this, of having a nationality conferred on them against their wishes, given this international legal right to choose.
So in terms of where Emma's left now in accordance with the law, you are told, Emma, that you have to renounce your British citizenship, which in effect means accepting it in the first instance in order to avail of